the highly anticipated Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We finally got a gameplay trailer, but for some reason it's caused massive controversy for the wrong reasons. Also, the gameplay trailer confirms the plot is real. The plot leak is real, which is insane. So we're going to go over that, and we're also going to go over a few things here and there. Criticism that people were saying, which I don't really think is valid because it's an early build. It's the first time we've seen this. It's not going to be perfect. And remember, you're talking about a studio that gave us Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart, which is visually and technologically the most advanced game this generation. And also they gave us Marvel's Spider-Man, PS4, and Miles Morales, which both sold well on the PS4. And the PS5 remastered version came out recently that sold well, and also the PC version. So this is a studio that has a huge track record with Ratchet & Clank, and you're really doubting them before you even see anything properly. Because they didn't really reveal much, did they? Or did they? So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wish you have your new anime subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, Kaiju, Monsterverse, DC, gaming-based videos that we do on this channel. If you could, subscribe, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. Are you one of the Xbox zealots crying on Twitter because you're comparing an image from a 4K game to a 720 image of Marvel's Spider-Man and you decide to pick Raven the Hunter? It's not even a fair comparison, and that's a finished game. This is literally an early build. Also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at War Studios, the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also, if you could, check us out on Twitter, WarStuG. So, there's so many moments in this trailer that confirms the plot leak is real, because the plot is freaking insane. Just like the first plot for Marvel Spider-Man PS4 was great. Now, I have to say this, Miles Morales, it is a new game on its own, but it is DLC. So people, stop saying there's been two Spider-Man games, because Miles Morales, it's glorified DLC. It should have just been a DLC, realistically. Although, yeah, sure, bro, it's like 10, 20 hours of gameplay. It's DLC. So, Insomniac Games has not missed, and they won't miss with this game. So what is the criticism? Well, it's not really valid. So, the criticism is how Peter Parker Spider-Man moves when he's got the Venom symbiote on him. Apparently the animation isn't good enough and he should move differently. He should swing differently. And people are saying there's no animation changes at all in this whole trailer. I'm thinking, did you not see the new tricks they're doing? Did you not see how it's using the SSD when Miles Morales is traversing through the air at a much faster pace than he normally could? There's so many cool new animations in this video game. A lot of people don't understand. If it's a sequel to a game, whether it be Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Switch, generally speaking, they will use 30 to 40% of the animation. It's almost like none of you people have studied computer games graphics at all. You probably haven't. So it's like you're talking about stuff that you know absolutely nothing about. Do you realize how hard it is when you see the scene of Spider-Man coming out in his normal costume and then him switching to the Venom symbiote suit? That animation is so complex to do. It will blow your freaking mind if you were to see the code behind that. It really would. But you got to understand, this is an early build of the game. WarStu is damage control for I don't need to be damage control. Just look at the numbers that Spider-Man PS4 has done. Look at the numbers it did on the PC. Look at the numbers it's still doing they're still making money on this game, and it came out in 2018. So stop judging a game when we've not seen anything. But what we have seen is pretty cool. It affirms stuff from the plot leaks where it's basically going to say the symbiote would take over Peter. And this is backed up from the voice actor saying, yeah, I had to go to a dark place to change his voice and stuff. It sounds so freaking cool. And I'm really glad that they're bringing Yuri back. Yuri's going to turn into some kind of villain. So let's go over the plot leak now. So multiple plot leak all say the same thing. Game starts with Peter and Miles tracking down a serial killer. It's actually Yuri. Serial killer, bad guys, cause justice. And Peter tells Miles to go home because stuff like this is dangerous, which is really funny when you play his video game and he actually can hold his own. But it will be an interesting, different, dramatic, I guess you could say, because Miles has had his own game now to a certain degree, so he's not really a rookie because he had his own bosses and stuff in that video game. So it is interesting. So here's the bit here that makes me think this is true, because it goes, Peter gets a symbiote early in the game, and this came out ages ago, when Harry comes home from Europe, sneaks into MJ's purse, then onto his back later. Okay, cool. So in the trailer, we do see a section where they're chasing, and essentially they need help because he is the only one who can save Harry, or a roundabout way of that. And there's different variations of said leak. Another one literally says the same thing, but says, game starts out with Peter and Miles trying to locate a serial killer. Peter suggests Miles should leave the legwork to him, since those kind of situations are extremely delicate. This foreshadows their conflicts in the dealing with Venom and Kraven. And there's a theory out there that the final boss is going to be Spider-Man Venom taking on Miles Morales. No, just no. The Venom symbiote sneaks onto Peter while him and MJ are reunited with Harry. I mean, and or either these could be true, but it's worth saying these came out over, I haven't actually got the specific date in front of me, I've just got the plot information. I think these are like 3 months old, so that is pretty in-depth considering how old it is. Black suit Spider-Man defeats Yuri, and Miles helps. She's our first act villain, and it is clear in the trailer, you see a tiny image of her in the trailer. Also, it does reaffirm that Black Cat does come back. Osborn is worried about Miles' electric abilities and Black Suit Spider-Man, and hires Kraven to kill them, and we see the electric abilities in the trailer. Kraven eventually goes rogue and uses brutal tactics to hunt Peter and Miles. Kraven is brutally defeated by Black Suit Spider-Man and Miles, him fighting. Then Peter goes back to classic Bell Tower to get rid of the suit. Kraven escapes. And this is all backed up in said trailer. This is too detailed for information that came out months ago. This plot is so freaking cool. Suit bonds with Eddie Brock. Eddie is a recurring playable character in the game, like MJ sections, without the stealth and more actions and puzzle and photography stuff, which is cool because Eddie Brock is a photographer. He's essentially Venom. Most people should know that. And you do see how brutal the Venom symbiote suit is when it's on Spider-Man. In the trailer, absolutely punches the crap into the villain right at the start of the trailer. Kraven's henchmen's, if you like. So, Black Suit Spider-Man up during one of these sections makes him hate Spider-Man. He also has a bad history with Peter, which is interesting because, you know, these stories are always really deep. Kraven hunts Venom, thinking he is Spider-Man. Venom kills and eats his head. Very savage. Venom escapes. Mary J, Peter, Miles have to rescue her. Osborn gaslights Harry into becoming the Green Goblin. Final showdown in Peter and Miles fighting. Venom and Green Goblin, Peter and Miles win and manage to turn them both good, and they go after Osborn. Osborn kills his own son with a better Green Goblin suit. Also forces the symbiote off Venom. Symbiote is like a container. It can fall off a roof. Eddie dives after it. When they look over the edge, neither is to be seen. Game ends with Peter proposing to MJ after her accepted. Interesting. And there's so many details there that are too in-depth and were way ahead of time for the trailer. So this is months old. Kraven summons his henchmen to help and draw Peter and Miles out, which we kind of see in the trailer. Crimes from his henchmen include jumping on rooftop camps. Mass POIs are actually traps and ambush set by them. They do try and set traps in the trailer. There's too much stuff in this that is real. So the rest of the information is pretty much going over extra stuff. Side villains include Mysterio, Sandman, Big Wheel, Shocker, Pasta, Pot, Peter. Miles has a recurring mission where he investigates mysterious signals and events happening throughout the city. Post credit is the multiverse break-in because of the Spideyverse events. And a version of Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, comes out of the pool looking confused. Now, that's pretty much real, I think, because across the Spideyverse, beyond the Spideyverse, it's almost like they're setting up a multiverse of connection between everything. Game itself is like Spider-Man 1 with lots of missions where you can play as both Peter and Miles. Screwball comes back and does TikTok dances. No thanks. No playable Venom. Maybe DLC or expansion and spin-off game like Marv. When it says playable Venom, it means actually you really being Venom, not just having the Venom symbiote suit on you. There's a big difference. Dr. Ock makes a cameo in a side mission in an audio log form, which is cool. So you can't really say it's wrong because a lot of this is backed up in said trailer, and they couldn't have guessed this kind of in-depth stuff. They really couldn't. So it's going to be cool to see Harry Osborn back. That's going to be interesting. Seems like a freaking savage game. In my opinion, this plot leak is definitely true, or at least most of it, or some of it, definitely backed up by the latest gameplay trailer footage. Like always, guys, let me know. Are you one of the people crying on Twitter because you're judging a game that's not even coming out to the end of year based on nothing? There's so much more to see with this game. It's literally a tease trailer clip. It's going to be close to the first game, which is like 30, 40 hours if you do everything. So basing it off a 10-minute clip, yeah, sure, bro, it's gameplay as well. You're basing it on literally nothing. So like always, let us know down below, guys. What do you think of Spider-Man PS5? I would try to cover it a bit frequently, closer to the game releasing. So like always, guys, check us out on Twitter, WishUG. Check us out on Instagram at WishU, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.